Everyone talks about collection pages being king in Shopify SEO, but nobody actually shows you how to build AI optimized collection pages that rank number one on Google and make money. So today I'm going to give you the exact playbook we use to build, edit, upload, and optimize collection pages at scale using AI at our agency. This is the same workflow we run for our clients at News Seas: keyword research, Google Sheets automation, bulk content generation, internal linking strategy, bulk Shopify uploading and publishing, indexing, the whole thing. By the end of this video, you're going to know the full system we use for our clients. How to find your keywords, how to build 50 to 100 plus AI optimized collection pages that are primed to rank number one on Google in a matter of minutes. I'm going to show you how to structure them and how to optimize them over time so that they keep printing cash for your Shopify brand. So let's start first with what a winning Shopify collection page actually looks like. Number one ranking Shopify collection pages can technically come in all shapes and sizes, but we've ranked a little over 3,000 total collection pages for our clients using this exact format. So I'm going to break that down for you. Now, if you haven't noticed, you need content on your page. That is the first and foremost thing. This looks probably a lot different than your current collection page. Now, what we like to do is H1 target keyword at the top, short description, less than 75 words. You are literally just introing the collection. Do not write a lot of copy. 2 sentences max. 75 words is honestly probably too long. It could probably be like 35, 40 words. We usually aim for less than 2 sentences here. Target keyword needs to be in the first sentence. Simple as that. Product grid. Pretty straightforward stuff. You don't need to think about that. That's done for you. H2 should include the target keyword in some capacity, okay? I'm going to do an example later on where I have actually show you how to find keywords in SEMrush and then build those collection pages out, optimize copy for those collections. I built it using an imaginary watch brand that ChatGPT helped me create, okay? Let's say my target keyword is waterproof men's watches, which is an example I'm actually going to use later in this video. The H2 will be something like waterproof watches for men, just the inverse of that target keyword. H3 will be pretty much there. We use 3 H3s. Each one is one of 3 of the biggest unique selling or most unique selling points within that collection. Okay. If I'm a watch company, some of the H3s may overlap because my unique selling points will be for this imaginary brand. They're all going to be waterproof. Okay. So that will be a consistent unique selling point throughout. Men's waterproof watches, men's running watches, men's work watches, all that kind of stuff. But for other things, like I'm going to tailor those H3s for the running and work watches specifically to the running and work related searchers. Okay, something to think about. And we're going to show you I'm going to show you what the copy looks like later in this video and why it does that and why it makes sense. We also use internal links. So let's say I'm on the men's waterproof watch collection, shopping similar collections. I would link to something like the men's running watches, the men's work watches, the men's smart watches, if I end up selling smart watches in this imaginary brand. Okay. Internal links we're going to talk about. We just kind of really talked about it. Descriptive text, we use AI. I'm going to show you what that content looks like and how to prompt it. And it should be similar in nature to other collections. And also the structure of the page should be similar to other collections. The content we're going to create later in this video is going to look all the same. Very similar word count within plus or minus like 25, 50 words. Same amount of headings, same amount of internal links. All the pages are like the same. So don't get creative, okay? Stick to the plan. Key points on this, and we're going to recap these as we go. Why even add content in the first place? Your competitors don't have content on their collection pages. Why should I? Well, they rank number one and you don't. Content bridges the authority gap between you and the brands that currently rank number one. Technically, there are 2 ways to improve your ranking on Google. More authority, better relevance. You currently lack the authority, and that costs money with link building. Relevance piece you can solve very quickly. The more relevant you make your page by adding content, the better Google views it, the higher it ranks. If you add content, your rankings will go up if you currently don't have any. I guarantee that. Once you add authority on top, you will then rank number one. Content position on page. You'll notice I had the text split above and below. 50 to 75 words up top, the rest down below. The rest down below is like 3, 4, 500 words depending. Higher position on page is perceived as more valuable for SEO. So yes, technically you could put all the copy at the bottom. It's going to be slightly less beneficial to SEO to do that. You could also put it at the top, all 400 or 500 words at the top, but that's going to be terrible UX. Best option is to split the text 20-80. Optional, you could wrap the bottom text in a read more accordion. So instead of having just text showing up below the product grid, you could put like an expandable accordion type thing. It just says learn more, read more about this, whatever. It could expand and show all the copy. Google can crawl that the same. Click depth. Not every collection you add needs to be in the main navigation. We're going to create 30, 40, 50 collections later in this video. I'm not going to add them all to my main navigation. That'd be insane. It'd be way too big. But it also can't be hidden on your site. I've had people ask me in DMs, I've had clients ask me, prospects ask me, like, oh, this page is going to be hidden, right? If we wanted to hide it, we wouldn't make any money. Okay, it can't be hidden. It's going to be internally linked. It's not going to be front and center on your homepage, your main menu, but it is going to be visible and it's going to be internally linked because otherwise it won't rank. It also is going to need to be within 2 to 3 clicks of the homepage. The closer to the homepage, the better. So remember to prioritize some collections over others, right? I mentioned already this men's waterproof watch brand I'm going to imaginarily build in this video. I want to rank number 1 for men's waterproof watches because that's the biggest keyword that I can think of currently off the top of my head. So that one is going to be my main navigation, right? But something like men's work watches may be lower volume, and I'm not as interested in ranking for that, or it's not as high priority, and I want to use other keywords in front of it in the main menu. So I'll just internally link to the men's work watches so that I can rank it, but it's not going to take up space in the main menu. Okay, we're going to talk about this later on, so don't sweat it. Internal links. Internal links you have to use to help overcome kind of the lack of mega menu that you're not building and the click depth issue. Internal links help keep pages with that 2 to 3 clicks from the homepage, which helps them rank. You'll do it from similar collections. So as I showed you in the demo a second ago, waterproof watch will link to the work watch and the running watch collections, and vice versa in reverse, as well as from relevant blogs. Let's say I do like top 10 best waterproof watches. I'm gonna of course link to my collection. Okay. Next up here, determine your target keywords. So I'm going to use SEMrush for this, and we're going to do a live demo. So I'm going to start with broadly men's watches because I said I'm going to do waterproof. They're all going to be waterproof in this imaginary tech that I'm going to be building somehow. But men's watches is currently what I'm selling. I'm not selling to women. I'm not selling to kids, teenagers, men. Simple as that. I'm selling to myself. I'm going to show you the brand I built with ChatGPT in a second. Oh, this is it, and we'll talk through this later on. Basically, it's got to be, every watch is going to be waterproof, and it can be black, silver, or gold. And the price point will be between $200 and $1,000. So something to keep in mind, okay, as I go through this. So we've got a lot of keywords for a lot of men's watch keywords. Men's watches is 74K, 51 KD. Of course, that'd be great to rank for that keyword. So I will be targeting that one. Watches for men, this is probably going to be the exact same search result without looking. However, you could confirm by searching both keywords in like incognito search bars, and you could confirm if the search results are different. They're probably going to be the same, so you just need one page. You don't need to target men's watches for men with 2 separate pages. Rolex watch for men. I'm obviously not Rolex, nor am I selling Rolex watches, so this one won't matter to me. Where to watch men doesn't apply, okay? So there's a lot of keywords here. There's 185,000. That's an enormous list that I don't want to sort through. So I'm going to make this a lot easier on myself. Intent is going to be commercial, transactional. I don't care about informational. I don't care about navigational. That's going to go from 185 all the way down to 12.4K keywords. Substantial drop off, over 100, literally. Keyword difficulty. I'm going to say I'm a fairly new brand. Let's say I'll do $1 million this year, hypothetically, in this imaginary brand. Okay, I'm going to set a custom range. I'm going to do 1 because I don't trust the 0 here. I think it's they added like a lot of branded terms and zeros, and it makes it look weird. I'm going to set it to like 40. I'm going to set it to 40. If you're a bigger brand, 8-9 figures, go nuts on the difficulty. You go after 80, 90. You got the budget, the resources, do that. Okay. But again, like average 7-figure brand, even high 6-figure, anything under 40 KD, you should be able to win with enough time and the right strategy. As you go up in revenue and size and SEO competence, you can of course increase its difficulty, but this is like the starting point. Okay. Keyword. Actually, yeah. We're gonna do men's watches here. Belova, Citizen, Movado, all branded, okay? Invicta, branded. Luxury, I said I'm selling at $200 to $1,000 per watch. This is definitely on the very low end of watch pricing, so this is gonna be off the hook. Gold watches, I said I would sell silver, black, and gold. This is on the list. Men's gold watches for men. These are the same, so I don't need them both. I like this formatting, personal preference. I'm just gonna use that one. A lot of these are branded. Automatic, it will be automatic, or it could be automatic, so I'm going to add that. Men's watches on sale. I will have a sale page, and it'll be optimized for men's watches on sale. It also would be prudent to add a Black Friday watch collection, since I'm doing this on November 18th. Okay, so I've got 4 keywords, right? And I've scrolled past a lot of them. So I'm going to make this a hell of a lot easier myself. Again, we started the filters, went from 100 something keywords down to like 12,000 or whatever. Probably even less once we got rid of, 11.4K after we added 2 sets of filters. Now, I don't want to sort through 11,500 keywords, so I'm just going to still be a lot stricter about this. Include keywords. Okay. I know I told you waterproof, and it's a waterproof watch brand, gold, silver, black colorways, price point between $200 and $1,000, which I'd say is low end, entry level point for watches, for men. You're probably not buying a Rolex your first time around, just a couple thousand, upwards of a couple $100,000. You're probably gonna buy a nicer looking watch that you can dress up but also wear around. For this brand, I was looking for something I could go surf, work out in, but also dress up with, a suit or whatever. Something, as I said, entry level. So that's kind of what I was building this around. So we're just gonna start adding keywords that need to be. This has to include these keywords. So again, I don't care about Rolex below us, so I'm not gonna add those. Any keywords so that you can get any of the matches here. Waterproof, which could cover like other things like shockproof or dropproof or shatterproof, all these kinds of things. I'm trying to build a rugged watch. Fake brand here. Stick with me. Black, gold, silver, under, which will cover price point here. What else do I want? Run, work, exercise, workout. These aren't going to be smartwatches. I guess I can add automatic. What else could we do? All right, let's see what else we can add. Surf, snow, hiking, hike. Actually, we should do hike. H-I-K. Climb. Out for outdoors. Let's say GPS. Maybe some have a GPS. I don't know. All right, we're going to start there. 2,200 keywords. Okay, much better list here. All right, men's gold watch. Men in black watch. Not doing that. Automatic. Black on black would be a good one. Black watches, which is different. These are different keywords. Men's silver metal watch. Men's, I think I already added automatic. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. Men's silver watch. Already added automatic here somewhere. Yeah. Black and gold. Maybe I sell black and gold. I don't know. Watch under 100 for men. This won't fit me because I'm starting at $200. Automatic wristwatch. Great. That could be different than automatic. Let it check SERPs to confirm. I'm going to just take it off the list for now. Yellow gold diamond watches. I'm not selling diamonds under 1,000. Not going to happen. Rose gold. Could have some options for that. Under 500. Perfect. Real gold. Again, not under 1,000. Not a chance. 24 karat. Obviously not a chance. Let's get to the waterproof one. That's what I really care about. All right, we're just going to copy these and we're going to put them in a spreadsheet. Okay, so I've got this spreadsheet we're going to use as a demo here. All right, let's go back here, and then I want to go to waterproof because I'm curious about that. Water resistant. They're not even a proof here. Oh, waterproof. Waterproof and water resistant are technically 2 different things because, as we all know, Apple iPhones are somehow one but not the other. Okay, so waterproof. Let's see. Let me get rid of that. Let's see what else we got. Resistance. So we can look through these like kind of other sub keywords here and see if there's anything that catches our attention. You can also remove filters once you've gotten a lot out of them. Like, for example, like let's say I've got all the black, silver, gold ones out, hypothetically. And I just want to focus on kind of these other items, like these other people I'm targeting. People who are surfing, swimming, whatever. I'm also going to get rid of 100 or under, excuse me. And we're just going to focus on kind of the use cases for the watches. Perfect. Okay. Running watches. Work watches. I'm not doing iced out. That's not going to fit the brand I'm doing. Water resistant we already got. Watches for working men. That could be an interesting one. surf watches, golf GPS. That's one I did not expect to see come up. Okay, that's gonna be enough. Okay, so I'm gonna copy these keywords over to here. That is keyword research. Okay, if you were a watch company, you'd be nearly done. Again, if I were actually doing this and not a YouTube video, I would exhaust every single keyword I could possibly find that would fit my ICP all the way down until I hit like 20 searches a month. I cut it off here at 110. I didn't even add all the filters I wanted to, but you would exhaust this all. Again, I've got, what, 15 for this demo? So good enough for now. All right, let's get back to this. Okay, to recap. Commercial transactional keywords only. That's it. Confirm this manually on SERPs, but if you're doing it in bulk, like let's say you're doing 100 keywords at a time, SEMrush it's okay, but I would manually confirm in search results to check the intent before you just rely on it blindly. Keyword difficulty to 40 or less. Again, the variable is difficulty is variable. You could set it to less, you could set it to higher. I'd say it depends on your SEO competence, your brand, things of that nature. Keywords that are actually relevant to your business. Let's say I already discarded a few watches or watch keywords. I'm selling at $200 to $1,000, so I shouldn't be targeting luxury watches because I'm not selling luxury watches. Same thing here. Don't build a luxury hot tub page if you sell $500 hot tubs. Use modifying terms to find as many long tail keywords as you can. For, sale, online, buy, under, men's, women's, kids, seniors, teens, gender, age, breakdowns like that. Silver, gold, red, black, any color you could think of. Small, medium, large, 2-person, 3-person, 4-person. This would be more prevalent to like clothing or hot tubs, for example, like the small, medium, large. Or 2-person, 3-person could apply to like tents, hot tubs, saunas, things like that. Also combine these terms. Example, you sell hoodies. You have a men's hoodie collection. You have a men's black hoodie collection. You should also have a medium black men's hoodie collection, okay? These are like a double combination of terms. For the watches, I could do like men's gold waterproof watches or men's silver waterproof watches, right? Think about that. Build them in bulk. Speed is going to be your best asset in SEO. Use it. Doesn't take 6 months to see results. Doesn't have to be perfect page before you hit publish. Just publish it and iterate on it later. So going back to this, we've got keywords. I'm going to copy them all into this thing, which is, misspelled this, basically a template you can use to build collections in bulk. So I'm going to publish the keyword here, men's gold watch, automatic watch for men. I just published every single keyword in here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and grab this brand name that Vantera is what ChatGPT invented for me. So Vantera.com/collections/ we're just gonna do gold. I'm only selling men's watches, so I don't need to add collection/men's gold watches. I'm trying to keep the URL simple so that I can build more collections later down the road and not overlap them. So this one can just be gold, okay? This one will be automatic, for example. Black, we'll just do black. I'm not gonna deal with that. Okay, brand information. I asked, this is what you want to put in this is your about page, or if you've got like a style guide, brand dossier, put that in here, or in this column, sorry, brand information, okay? What this is gonna do is the prompt that we use is going to run, it's going to use your style guide in tandem with the target keyword collection prompt to make sure it uses the words you like and it speaks to the people you actually want to speak to, okay? If I don't add this brand information in, it's going to start writing copy like luxury watches. Well, I'm not selling to luxury watches, so that's obviously problematic, okay? The brand information helps keep the OpenAI on track when outputting the content, okay? Again, if you have a style guide, words you like to use, don't like to use, put that in there. You got an about page because you're lazy and you don't want to build a style guide dossier, that's fine. At Newsies, at our agency, we build style guides for all of our brands by scraping the content off their website, putting it into one mega document, or database really, and then pulling out like a 2,000 word style guide dossier, words to use, people to target, things like that. That's how we're able to build all of these kind of collection pages at scale. But again, for this video, I'm gonna use ChatGPT about page. So it created this, and I haven't even read it, quite frankly. I just told it what I wanted. Create a fake men's watch brand as an example. I told it price point. I told it who I'm modeling off, which is Movement. audience. I told it qualities of the watch I want to have. Surfing, diving is what I want to use it for. And then I think, yeah, primary colors would be black, gold, and silver. Okay, and then it's got this about page. Then you're going to paste it in here and just drag it down. Okay, you would do this for literally every watch, every keyword you've got. Right, I've got 15, 16. I'm just gonna do it for the top 3 because that's what we're gonna do. Copy output, we don't have that yet. This is a collection page script. I am not sharing this with you. It is an early stage V1 of something we built over the last couple years or last couple months. It's about 2,400 words. Make your own. I'm not sharing this with you. It's proprietary at our agency. So that being said, you'll build your prompt. You will then you'll add the OpenAI extension, or GPT for Sheets extension. You'll need an OpenAI API key for this. Okay, it'll open like this. You'll look for bulk AI tools, custom prompts, paste your whole prompt in. No, sorry. Paste your entire prompt in here. Put results in a column, copy output. And then you can change the model settings. Creative temperature, I set not to 0 or to 1, because if you set it to 1, you need like really good prompting, really strict prompting. Instructions you can change to like highly skilled copywriter. It doesn't really matter. I haven't really noticed a major difference here. But in any case, and you'll hit run 3 rows. I would recommend running 1 row at a time and testing your prompt before you just go ahead and nuke all of your API credits. But that's my advice. Run 3 rows. Now, I already ran this before we went up, and before I started this video, and I ran it with 3 other keywords. So now I chose 3 other keywords: waterproof, sport, and work watches, because that's what I thought the top keywords were going to be. But that's a mistake on my part. But again, like this, if I were to run this for all 16 collections, it would output this for 16 pages. Okay. Now, if you click on this, for example, we've got URL, title, which is the H1, meta title, intro section, H2, H3 number 1, H3 number 2, internal links, H3 number 3. Okay? That's great. That's what we're doing. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to push it to Google Docs or whatever editing tool of your choice. I don't recommend Shopify directly because you're going to want to edit and internal links, and it's just easier in a Google Doc. And then you're going to publish. So, key points, recap. Google Sheets and OpenAI to produce copy for every collection in a few minutes. I built those 3. I think it was a 20-second run. If I was doing 16, it'd probably be a 90-second run, hypothetically. This is going to pursue, I recommend the Google Sheets option, as opposed to trying to just recreate this in a ChatGPT conversation. ChatGPT, despite the instructions you give it within a conversation, it is going to produce a different output every time. It won't give you the same amount of H3s. It'll forget brand guidelines. It'll make up word, internal links, all these kinds of things. It'll do it. So I recommend G Sheets for quality control at scale. 4 columns: URL, target keyword, brand information, copy output. Build your test collection page script. Build it in ChatGPT. I like to use meta prompting. So I tell it what I need, and we run the test, and we iterate from there. Test on 2 to 3 rows at a time instead of like all 16, as I mentioned, to avoid nuking API credits. If you run a test and you run all 16 and it sucks, you've just wasted those credits. Now, they're cheap. We're talking a few cents per run, but it can add up over time. And if you're doing like 1,000 at once, well, that'll really add up quickly. Delete the top 3 rows when you're ready to test again. Run a new prompt. Again, ChatGPT is what I use to meta prompt. ChatGPT, I need a collection page prompt to build collections for all these keywords, blah, blah, blah. It'll give you a draft, run the test, copy the prompt you used from ChatGPT, paste it back into ChatGPT. Hey, here's the prompt I used. Here's the output. Here are the issues with it. Here's what needs improved. ChatGPT will acknowledge it, build you a better prompt next time, run the test again. Simple as that. Other recommendation, feed in examples of pages you've already ranked. We do this all the time. We have 3,000 ranked ranked on page 1 of Google collection pages we built for clients over the years. So it runs through 3,000 examples as it builds this prompt. We run it in Airtable, not Google Sheets. Just a bigger workflow we needed to use a more customizable solution that we do for clients. Okay. But again, like we started this route. We started this kind of like primitive elementary way. Repeat until satisfied with the results. I think I spent, 4 or 5 hours building the prompt till I finally got the results I was happy with. 4 hours was a bummer, but now we can reduce collection pages in seconds for clients. So 4 hours of my time to now save hundreds of hours a month for my team and myself and our clients. Worthwhile investment. Next up, we're on step 4. Use the collection page script to build all collection page drafts. As you saw, I stored my collection page script in a Google Doc so I can edit it and iterate for future use. I've edited it since we put it to work at scale with our team. I've probably edited it 4 or 5 times since, so it's good to have it there as opposed to trying to recall what it was or scrolling through ChatGPT history. Again, I recommend sending them to Google Docs for editing and QA. We use AppScript, which is a Google app. QA the standard page level optimizations is your keyword in your meta title, your URL, H1, first sentence, subheadings, that kind of thing. And then add your internal links directly in Google Docs. Bulk upload to Shopify with Matrixify, which is a bulk uploading tool. I think you do 300 collections in 30 days on like a $25 plan. And then bonus, push them to an indexing tool of choice. Next up, monitor and optimize. You'll notice I said basic QA. Check if the keywords are there. I didn't recommend you edit every single page thoroughly. Publish them fast, index them, wait for data to roll in, then optimize each page based on Search Console data. I would say you should wait at least 20 to 30 days after their first index before you update the pages, because you do need a sufficient amount of clicks and impressions for each page to actually make good decisions. If you've only got 10 impressions on a page after the first day of publishing, well, you don't have enough data. Sorry to tell you that. OpenSearch, I've got a video on this. I'm going to link this in the thumbnail, whatever it's called. Not thumbnail, the recommended videos here. But open Search Console, start with the top impressed page, whatever that collection is. Optimize the copy using Search Console data. The goal here is to add underserved queries into the copy, basically semantic keywords that AI output didn't include but you're receiving clicks and impressions for. This is a better workflow, in my opinion, than Search for SEO. It's free, technically, and honestly, it's more accurate. 4-minute mark on this video linked, which again is going to be linked here, so check that out. That's how you optimize. If you want this done for you, the system I just walked you through, as I mentioned, was a pretty primitive V1 of what we do for our clients. Keyword research is our step 1. Just as I walked you through SEMrush here, we use SEMrush. Identify targets, confirm search intent. We do that manually for every single search term. We do not rely on SEMrush's kind of intent matching. Keywords are added to our internal database. We've got Airtable. Automated workflow then creates URL meta title H1 based off the keyword, and then it writes the collection page copy. I mentioned earlier on, we train it on 3,000 pages we've actually ranked for our clients. So it's better than just your run-of-the-mill prompt that I could build, like a meta prompt in ChatGPT. It is actually meta prompted and then trained against 3,000 pages that have already worked. So it's a proven structure, model, and diction of the content. AI then edits against an AI-generated style guide for the brand. For every single one of our brands, we scrape their entire website, build a mega dossier, and we basically have multiple pages that say which words to use, not to use, who are we speaking to, tone of voice, all these kinds of things. It's not built manually, it's built with AI. After that, Google Docs has created an Airtable. This is all still automated. Besides the keyword research is manual. Steps 2, 3, 4 are all automated. Totally. Google Doc is built, all the content's on there, send it to Airtable so our content team is ready to edit. Content team edits in QAs. We build the internal links in Google Docs. We send the Google Docs URLs to the client. Our team publishes in Shopify for the client. We then push the new URLs 20, 30, 40, however many they are, to an indexing tool. All go live. Clients are notified in Slack. Done. Big investment on our end. Really great quality, really fast. Link in the description below, and I'll chat to you there.